Well, I just want to say this is like a very hard time for our family. And if Lexi, she's watching, I just want you to know you always been my role model. You're my strength, my aspirations in life. And I just want you to come home and be safe. And I hope God's walking with you. And and please prevent any evil that comes her way. And we're here for you. I love you, Alexis, and miss you.
Welcome back to Nyack Crime Mysteries. Please subscribe, like, and share. Alexis Crawford was a criminal justice senior at Clark Atlanta University. Born in Athens, Georgia on December 13, 1997, Alexis grew up with 8 siblings, all of whom were incredibly close. After moving an hour and a half away for school, Alexis maintained daily contact with her loved ones who described her as a beautiful, bright, and brilliant young woman. On October 30th, 2019, Alexis vanished. One minute she was laughing on FaceTime with her mother, the next, she was simply gone. 9 agonizing days later, Alexis's body was found in a park in DeKalb County. She had been dumped in the cold during the early morning hours of Halloween. Alexis's family was shocked to discover that one of those responsible for her cruel and unnerving death was someone who had spent many holidays in their home, her closest and most trusted friend. In her freshman year of university, Alexis met fellow CAU student Jordan Jones. Jordan grew up in small-town Auburn Hills, Michigan, where her father is a church deacon and a law enforcement officer. Alexis and Jordan bonded immediately. They became best friends and later moved into an off-campus apartment together. Alexis even invited Jordan to meet her family back home in Athens, where she was welcomed in with open arms and treated like one of their own. After that day, Jordan spent every holiday with the Crawfords, who referred to the duo as 2 peas in a pod. On October 26, 2019, Alexis, Jordan, and Jordan's boyfriend, 21-year-old Baron Brantley, decided to go out for a few drinks. When they returned home, all 3 were heavily intoxicated. At some point, Jordan became sick and went to lie down on her bed. When Jordan awoke an hour later, she tried to enter the bathroom, but it was locked. She knocked on the door and out came Baron, shirtless. Alexis was lying on the bathroom floor unconscious, wearing only a bra. The first thing Baron said to Jordan was, "I didn't touch her. I didn't rape her." An argument ensued between Jordan and Baron and only ended when Baron grabbed the keys to her Chevy Cruze and took off. Jordan called 911.
Daniel Street. What's the street name? Daniel Street. What's the apartment number? You need police, fire, EMS. Yes, because my ex-boyfriend just stole my car. I want to see the friend, and I'm about to. What kind of car you got? 2017 red Chevy Cruze. You got your tag number? No. One second. It's okay, you don't have to have it right now, unless you have one off from this video, okay? Okay, what's your name? Jordan Jones. Alright, Miss Jones, L-I-D-Y-N. Alright, is there a day code to get in your tablet? Please. Yeah, there's a day code. Alright. Look at the office out for you. Let's take a plate. Okay. Okay. Bye-bye. Thank you.
The next call Jordan made was to her older sister's friend Brittany, asking her to come over. When Brittany arrived, she found Alexis sitting on the floor, sobbing uncontrollably. Alexis told Brittany she had been sexually assaulted. Brittany immediately called 911 and Alexis was transported to Grady Hospital. While at the hospital, Alexis filed a sexual assault claim against Barron, alleging he may have raped her while she was unconscious. Alexis told Atlanta police she recalled Barron touching and kissing her, but at some point, she blacked out. When she came to, she found herself lying on the bathroom floor, nearly naked. Alexis underwent a rape kit and the results confirmed her fears. Barron's sperm was found inside her body. For reasons unknown, Barron was not immediately arrested for sexual assault. In their defense, Atlanta police later stated Alexis had only reported unwarranted touching and kissing and not rape. The police department's failure to detain Barron proved to be fatal, as Alexis went missing only 3 days later. Somehow, Barron had managed to convince Jordan that he was so intoxicated on the night of the 26th that he had mistaken Alexis for her. The couple reconciled. After filing sexual assault charges against Barron, Alexis and Jordan were no longer on speaking terms. Jordan had called several of Alexis's relatives and told them Barron's DNA had not been found in the rape kit, a false statement. From that day onwards, it was clear who had Jordan's undying support, and it wasn't Alexis. Following the assault, Alexis texted her friends she felt uncomfortable and afraid sleeping in her bedroom. She slept on the living room sofa instead. What Alexis didn't know at the time was that the person she was afraid of was only a few feet away from her, hiding inside Jordan's bedroom. Jordan had snuck Barron back into the apartment on October 27th and had allowed him to stay in her room for the next 4 days. Unbeknownst to Alexis, while Jordan was away at work or in class, she was alone in the apartment with her alleged rapist. On Wednesday, October 30th, Alexis FaceTimed with her mother Tammy at 3:23 p.m. Tammy told detectives Alexis was laughing and appeared to be in good spirits. At 8:44 p.m., Alexis's sister Alexandria texted her asking what her plans were for the weekend. Alexis replied, "Nothing." Alexandria sent a follow-up text but never received a reply. At 11:30 p.m., Alexis was seen on surveillance footage at a liquor store wearing a red hoodie and black pants. She was never seen alive again. On October 31st, Alexis's family tried to get a hold of her, but all of their calls and texts went unanswered. The silence was unusual. Alexis always responded to her family, even if it was just to say she was busy and couldn't talk. Jordan said she went straight to bed since she had an early class and that when she awoke the next morning, Alexis was gone. On November 1st, Alexis's family reported her missing. Later that same day, Atlanta police paid a visit to the off-campus apartment she shared with Jordan. Jordan told detectives that on the night of October 30th, Alexis asked her for a ride to the liquor store. Jordan agreed and took Alexis to the store at 11:30 p.m. They returned home at 12:30 a.m. Jordan told detectives and Alexis's family that she didn't know where Alexis was or what had happened to her. It would turn out to be just one of many lies she would tell throughout the investigation. Detectives could not find Alexis's phone, bank cards, or student identification card anywhere inside the apartment. Phone records showed her phone had been turned off sometime between 2 and 3 a.m. Any sign of Alexis had seemingly vanished. Atlanta police launched a statewide search for the missing student. Flyers were posted all over campus and in the neighboring towns. Alexis's parents appealed to the public, asking for the safe return of their beloved daughter. Choking back tears, Alexis's father
baby,
pleaded.
I love you, baby. Just come on. Just come on. I love you. Just come home. I'm not gonna leave until you get home.
She's a beautiful, fun-loving little girl. She loves her sisters and she loves her brothers. She loves all her nieces and her nephews, and we miss her so much. She's the type of girl that she see you when you come in the house, the first thing she can do is sit on your lap, give you a hug. That's just how Alexis was.
Jordan even posted a photo of the missing flyer on her Instagram page and later wrote, "I just feel helpless. My heart is really hurting now." Alexis's loved ones would soon learn Jordan wasn't helpless at all. In fact, she was one of only 2 people who knew where Alexis was and what had happened to her. Jordan had attempted to play the part of a concerned friend, but detectives quickly uncovered the truth. When detectives searched Alexis and Jordan's apartment, they came across a small drop of blood on the bathroom sink. With the use of luminol, they found traces of blood in at least 5 to 6 different areas inside the apartment. Surveillance cameras from the parking garage of the apartment complex allegedly captured Jordan and Barron getting into Jordan's vehicle at 3 a.m., contradicting her claim she had gone to bed at 12:30 a.m. Barron backed the car up to the elevator vestibule. They drove out of the complex 17 minutes later and returned at 4:09 a.m. Detectives uncovered messages between Jordan and Barron in which she told him to destroy the parking garage surveillance cameras, writing, "Get it done." A friend of Jordan's reached out to detectives. Jordan had texted her about a plastic bin. She said her parents had lent her a plastic bin as she was planning to move back home to Michigan. Jordan said she no longer had the bin and asked her friend to pretend she had borrowed it from her in case her parents questioned its whereabouts. Detectives would soon learn the vast significance of the missing plastic bin. On November 8th, detectives confronted Jordan with the evidence and she allegedly confessed to the murder of Alexis Crawford. With her father beside her, she led detectives to her body. Alexis's body was recovered from Exchange Park in DeKalb County. She was wrapped in a blue blanket. Her hands had been bound with the red hoodie she was last seen wearing, and a blue t-shirt was wrapped around her neck. Alexis's head was covered with a plastic garbage bag. A plastic bin was lying next to her body.
November 1st, the Atlanta Police Department took a missing persons report for Clark Atlanta University student Alexis Crawford, age 21. Today, Alexis's body was found in a park in DeKalb County off of Columbia Drive. Our investigators were led to the location by one of the suspects. As a result, our investigators are working on securing arrest warrants for 2 individuals. The case has come to one of the saddest conclusions possible and has been absolutely heartbreaking. To all of the APD investigators who worked on this diligently and around the clock, I say thank you. Thank you for treating Alexis as if she was one of our own family members. And to Alexis's family, our hearts go out to you. I am so truly sorry that we could not provide you with a better ending.
According to Jordan's statement, after returning home from the liquor store on October 30th, she admitted to Alexis that Barron had been living in her room for the past 4 days. Alexis and Jordan began fighting. At some point, Barron allegedly ran out of Jordan's room and began choking Alexis. Following Jordan's alleged confession, she and Barron were arrested. Barron allegedly admitted to detectives he strangled Alexis but claimed Jordan had assisted in the murder by smothering her former best friend with a plastic garbage bag at the same time. Alexis fought for her life. She had managed to rip a hole in the plastic bag, but Barron continued to choke her until she stopped breathing. Barron allegedly told detectives he knew Alexis was dying because she sounded like she was in agony. Afterwards, the couple allegedly put Alexis's body inside a plastic bin, loaded the bin into Jordan's vehicle, and drove to Exchange Park, where they pushed the bin over a hill. The impact of the fall led Alexis's body to fall out of the bin. The couple returned home shortly after 4 a.m., unsuccessfully cleaned up the crime scene, and went to bed. The next day, they went to a Halloween party together as if nothing had happened. According to Fulton County Court records, Jordan Angel Marie Jones and Barron Renwick Brantley were indicted by a grand jury for charges of murder, felony murder, aggravated assault, false imprisonment, and concealing the death of another. Barron faces an additional charge of aggravated sodomy.
New at 11, an Atlanta college student murdered, stuffed in a bin, and then dumped in a park.
Her best friend now charged in the murder. What could possibly happen to turn your best friend into your worst?
Jordan and Barron are currently being held in Fulton County Jail. Trial dates have not yet been set. The Fulton County District Attorney's Office will not be seeking the death penalty. Atlanta police say they don't yet have a motive for her murder, but to most of us, the answer is quite clear. Alexis was murdered because she reported a sexual assault.
Were the signs always there? One of Alexis's close friends took to Facebook with her frustrations after Jordan was arrested. Alexis trusted you, she wrote, even after I told her for 3 years straight not to. You gave her so many red flags of why you could not be trusted.
What it suggests to me, there's a lot of anger. There's a lot of stuff that we may not even consider what's going on with Jordan.
For now, the hope is for healing and lessons learned as a family fights for justice.
And I think this case is going to be very painful, but it's going to be a rude lesson and an eye-opener to young college students, young females, everywhere.
I did reach out to Jordan's family to comment in this story, but they did not want to. A family friend, though, did tell me they are all completely devastated by this. They say they had no indication that Jordan could be involved in anything like a murder.
According to RAINN, only 1 out of every 4 sexual assaults are reported in the United States. What happened to Alexis is one of the top 3 reasons why victims of sexual assault often do not report the crime: fear of retaliation. Despite courageously reporting her abuser and trying to prevent him from harming anyone else, Alexis did not receive the help she needed. Her death is a wake-up call to remind us all that sex crimes are real and ignoring victims' pleas have dire consequences. Alexis's dream was to become a lawyer and devote her life to finding justice for others. Now, her family is fighting to get justice for her.